Hey there. I don't think people speak enough about the quiet grief of getting older. They speak about birthdays, milestones, and the neat language of new chapters, as if age were only something gained. But growing older is also a private education in loss. Not always the loss of people, though sometimes that too. More often, it is the loss of certainty, of speed, of the easy belief that there would always be more time. That is where the grief lives, in the slow recognition that some doors have already closed, some chances passed while you were busy surviving, some dreams had to be resized to fit the life that actually arrived. Some conversations never happened, some relationships ended, some versions of you stayed behind in seasons you cannot return to, no matter how clearly you remember them. Because this grief is quiet, people often misread it. They think you are ungrateful, or stuck, or too attached to the past. But gratitude and grief are not opposites. They often sit beside each other. You can be thankful for what remains and still ache for what was lost. You can love your life and still mourn the life you once imagined. That does not make you divided. It makes you honest. One of the harder truths of getting older is realizing how little was ever fully under your control. When you were young, you may believe adulthood will arrive like a finished room, orderly, settled, complete. You imagine there will be a moment when everything makes sense, when your choices line up neatly, when the future stops shifting. But age teaches something humbler. Most people are still becoming, still uncertain, still carrying unfinished hopes, still learning how to live with what did not happen. There is pain in that, yes, but there is also dignity, because it means your life was never meant to be a perfect plan. It was meant to be lived, to be entered with open hands, to be shaped by love, disappointment, surprise, and endurance. The meaning was never only in the outcomes, it was also in the showing up, in the trying, in the way you kept going when the map changed and the road did not look like what you expected. And maybe with age, you begin to notice how precious the ordinary has always been, the familiar voice that checked in, the meal shared without ceremony, the afternoon that felt unremarkable until it became memory. The body that carried you through more than you thanked it for. The small, steady things often reveal their value only after time has passed through them. So if you have felt this quiet grief lately, I hope you do not rush to silence it. It does not mean you are failing to appreciate your life. It means you have lived long enough to know that time leaves marks, and some of those marks are tender. Be gentle with yourself here. You do not need to solve the passing of time. You only need to honor that something in you has loved deeply enough to feel what has gone. And maybe that is not only grief. Maybe it is proof that your life has mattered, that people mattered, that moments mattered. And even now, with all that has passed, your story is still unfolding.